Look at this. We're fishing for real. I have my boat. Maybe we're back on track for that for the year. Fishing with a purpose today. Got some ideas in my head. Hopefully catch some fish. Although I think they just shut the current off. That's what they do. Lake of the Ozarks. Gonna be a beautiful day. Hot. 90 degrees. We're gonna catch some fish hopefully. And there's a point to it. So we'll talk about that as we go. I'm Dale Verts. We're gonna do this old school with some new baits. Be right back. Oh yeah, oh yeah, on the big crankbait. Look at that. Put the boat in it, showing 69-degree water. I had to stop and tie a buzzbait on. Oh yeah, change of plans. One, something. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. Dadgum. No. Not a bad way to start. About 5.5 pound bass. What a great way to start the day. Oh well, there we go. So there's a little bit of a backstory. I said why I was here. Something I had a purpose in mind. Of course, to catch fish was the first purpose. The hook kind of straightened out in that bait. The main reason I want to go fishing. But one of the reasons I'm here today, a big reason, is to research some prototype baits, some things I just made. And that was the first fish. I went to a handful of casts because I can't sell baits until I know what they're like. And these are some new things. I got 3 or 4 of them today, about 7, 8 baits total, and I'm gonna try some new stuff. Obviously that one worked pretty well. What a nice fish. So we're gonna keep that up. I got several crankbaits and some flipping baits, things I've made, things I've worked on since last fall actually. That's the point of the video, and wow, can't do any better than that to start off. What a great fish that was. Awesome. Thank you, Lord. So my idea today was to throw some of these prototype baits that I didn't, the crankbaits, I mean, they're not my design. They're just baits I bought and painted like I do. And but I've never done them before, and I think there's some merit in them to sell them, but I'm not going to sell them if I don't like what they do. Obviously that bait, but I don't know, maybe 7, 8 casts, but still I'm going to do some work with it. Now this is not a prototype bait. This is one of my old buzz baits I made since the 80s. I've never in my life seen 69-degree water, 68.6 degree water, June 2nd. I don't know, we had a cool a couple nights, and I got to throw a buzz bait a little bit, just a little bit. I didn't get a really early start as usual, but I'm going to throw a buzz bait some. And truthfully, I throw a buzz bait today no matter what. It's still early June, it's topwater season. Got good watercolor. But man, that bass just freaking slammed that crankbait. So I have about 6 or 7 different baits I've been working on since as much as last fall. And the flipping baits too. I got a couple creature plastic worm things I've been working on that are my design, my way of doing things. So maybe we'll learn some stuff today. I said if I'm gonna sell baits, which again I'm trying to get a bait company going, I have to have a stick. I have to have something a little bit different than other people. Of course, R&D is so much fun. I need to do as much of this as possible, getting out here and seeing what works and don't work. I mean, that's my excuse for going fishing, is I got to figure out the right bait. So that's where we're at. Well, he didn't want a spinner bait, but he sure wanted my little crankbait. Strange. You'd think a spinner bait would work. 70-degree water or so, run some current. mean, not a big fish, but still, I never got a bite in a spinnerbait. One toss of crankbait and I catch one. And next cast, another fish, so, I think I got too close to this point. Well, that's a little better fish, maybe. No. I like that little bait. I wonder if I ought to be selling those, you think? It's just a different kind of bait than I usually make, so maybe. It's more of a, what do you call it? It's not hardly a medium runner, but it's not really a square bill, so fish seem to like it. So I'm fishing a different prototype bait, a plastic worm I started pouring last year. It's a hand pour worm. Not that it's anything special, but it's got a big old tail on it, and it's a ringworm, a 6-inch bait. I just like the way it looked. I also made some with some skirts welded on the front of them, like the other bait I've got on here, and I just haven't had but one bite on it so far, and it may have been a gar, it was a strange bite. But just trying some new things, y'all. Trying things is my signature stuff that nobody else has, maybe. If I'm going to be selling baits, I need some sticks. I need some things that are a little bit different. So I need to prove to myself first. I mean, I know that bait's going to catch fish. I'd like to prove it's something special. Maybe it never will be. Well, it ain't no big one, but there's the first bass on that worm. Come on, y'all, it's a plastic worm. Boy, I socked it to him, too. It's a worm that'll catch bass, but just trying to do something different. Having some fun, something new. Even a weird color, kind of a cranberry, blue, whatever. In all truthfulness, with a prototype bait, you ought to go someplace where it's easier to catch fish and there's a lot of bass to be caught instead of a public big old lake like this, but that's okay. If I can catch them here in Lake of the Ozarks, all the pressure this lake gets, 90-degree day, getting ready to be hotter than heck out here, I think that's a good way to prove a point. Now this crankbait here is a prototype only in the fact it's the exact same style as I already used, just a different brand. I want to make sure they run good. And got a little Kentucky. I wanted to make sure they'd run good and wobble and do all the cool things. And so far it's been fine. It ain't rocket science. But still, I could see possibly getting some sort of import piece of junk too. Not far from being a keeper Kentucky. Now this is the other new bait I'm throwing today. I haven't done anything on it yet. I haven't fished it a lot. It's I call it my Matter Daddy crawl. It's like the rage crawl, I guess. I've never seen a rage crawl. And I put a skirt on the front of it. Got some cool look to it. Got great action. And I'm going to fish it around a little bit here. Just another bait I'm trying today, something different, new, and it may not be worth a darn. It may not be something I can sell, but I thought I'd try it because everybody's throwing that crawdad. And they say this one looks like a rage crawl, like a Strike King, I guess. I've never bought one, never will. Not if I can make something like it myself. But the skirt adds a little bulk to it. I just think it's something, again, to try something different, try new. Trying new and different is always good, whether it works or not. It keeps you thinking. So that's the story behind that one. My Matter Daddy is what I'm calling it. Don't get in a rage, get madder. Well, and there's the first one on that bait. Look at that. You know, and there ain't nothing much more fun than catching a bass on a bait you made yourself. And he just glommed all over it. Cool. That took about 2 minutes. Maybe I got me a hot rod there too. All righty. You know, research and development is hard work. Yeah, you got to stay focalized, y'all. Okay? That's important stuff. Write that down. Oh yeah. Well, not exactly a bass. You know, a crappie in a foot of water in June. It's end times, y'all. That's all there is to it. It's end times. Nice crappie too. There's one on the spinnerbait. Now, there ain't no prototype bait. Boy, look how pretty black that fish is. And on the treaded hook too. Fish come up and just wailed on it though. Man, have to have pliers for that one. It's one of my spinner baits. So that is actually, okay, maybe not prototype, but it's my bait. I designed that bait. It's different than anybody else's. That's all I'm going to say about that right now. Yep, that's all. Jumping the trigger. Catch one bass on a spinner bait, and you think every dock's going to have a bass hitting a spinner bait. Okay, another new prototype bait. Haven't thrown this one yet today. See how it works. It's a medium diver, flat side coffin bill in my reverse flip-flop chartreuse and black pattern. I have no idea. I built that very one I got done yesterday. The fish ain't even dry on it hardly. We're going to try it and see what happens. Whatever hit me now ain't no bass, I don't think. It's man, that fish unloaded on that bait. Yeah. Oh, it is. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Come on top of the heads. Why? That's the first fish. Boy, he hit hard. First fish on this bait. I tell you right now, though, this bait throws like a rock. A lot of flat sides have a tendency to plane and kite real bad. This one throws really good. I'm thinking I probably should put number 4 hooks on it. There's a big one right there. A great old big one. Got a hold of it pretty good. There's one. Oh, there's a nice one there. There's a keeper. Look at that, another real good fish. I think this bait's gonna be a winner too. What do you think? Look at him, he swallowed that thing. Oh my gosh. Oh, let's see if we can get that fish in here. Oh, dadgum. Look at that. Look at that. Man, just flat swallowed it. 4-pounder. Man, that's a good day. Not bad at all. That fish should go closer to 5 before she spawned. Look at her. Ain't she pretty? Bye, girl. See you later. So it ain't no surprise. It's got hooks on it, it wobbles, it's pretty, it's gonna catch fish. But I need to know myself before I go sell these things. Got great action. Caught a couple, 3 fish on it already. Yeah, I'm sold on it. Pretty cool. So of the 4 prototype crankbaits I've thrown today, this is the only one that hadn't caught anything. It's the big one. I've got a bigger one. This one I haven't got bit on, but I ain't thrown it a bunch. So I'm gonna throw it a little bit before I call it quits. See if I can't get bit on it. I know it'll catch fish. It's almost identical to a bait I've thrown since the 70s. And I guess there's Strike King or somebody makes one kind of like it. So it's just a big honker is what it is. I mean, it's probably an ounce and a quarter, 4 1/4 inches long. I got one almost 5 inches long in the box, but I'm not up for that one today. I'm not sure if I'm ever up for that one. It is a toad sucker of a bait. Well, there's a fish on it, though. I don't know how big a fish, but there's a fish on the big bait. So, awesome. Just a good crankbait day, apparently. Oh, he come off. Oh, I know why, too. Oh, my gosh, a fish come off. That's probably a decent fish. Here's why. That's a big crankbait with, like, size 1 hooks, and you got to put a little bit of hook set into them. And I didn't do it. I did it like I do with my normal baits. I just tighten up on it, and you got them big hooks. You got to think about actually sweeping back on them a little bit harder. And I know that, doggone it, I screwed up. So, yeah, sure enough, that's what I did. Hopefully, I'll get to make up for that. Here's one. Oh yeah, on the big crankbait. Look at that. Look at that on the big bait. Finally. What's the matter? Fish got morning handle, I think. Look at that. A nice fish too. So that's a good one. That's gonna be a good way to end the day right there, y'all. You know it? If I can ever get a hold of him. Man, would you look at that? How's that for a dandy? Well, man, y'all, I'm gonna call that a win. I quit after that last bass. I'm done. It's a good day. Worked pretty hard. Beat up a little bit. It's hot. Luckily, there's a little bit of breeze. I caught keepers on everything except the worm. As far as my prototype stuff, I never caught a fish on a buzz bait, but I caught keepers and good bass on all the crankbaits I threw. So that, you know what? Ain't no secret. They're gonna catch fish, but I have to prove to myself how good they could be, so I can prove it to you. That's what we got. Thanks for watching, y'all. Hope I can make something out of this video. God bless. Hope to do it again pretty soon. Hopefully. I hope. Maybe.